Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you will make you rethink every heated moment, every argument, every emotional spiral you've ever fallen into. Here's the hook. There are two versions of you walking around every single day. The you that reacts, and the you that responds. One destroys your peace. The other builds your power. And the moment you finally understand the difference, your life, your relationships, your confidence, your future shifts forever. So let's go there. Take a breath. Let's slow the world down for a second. This is your space now. Because today, you learn the power of not reacting. You know that feeling when someone says something that hits you the wrong way? Your shoulders tighten. Your chest feels hot. Your brain goes, say something back. Don't let them disrespect you. We've all been there. You, me, everyone. But here's the part most people never learn. Your first emotion is a message. Your reaction is a choice. Most people never separate the two. They feel an emotion, and they become it. They get angry, and they are anger. Someone annoys them, and their whole energy changes. But not you. Not anymore. Because you're about to learn the skill that mentally strong people master, the skill that emotionally intelligent people build their lives on. The pause. That tiny, invisible moment where your life splits into two paths. Let me show you what I mean. Mini story time. Years ago, I met a guy, let's call him Daniel. He was the kind of dude who reacted to everything. Someone cut him off in traffic? Instant rage. His coworker forgot a small detail? Full meltdown. One rude comment? His entire day was ruined. He wasn't a bad guy. He just thought reacting meant power. He thought being loud meant being strong. But the truth? His emotions controlled him like a remote. One day he told me, "Man, I don't think I've enjoyed a peaceful day in years." And I realized something painful. So many people in the US are living exactly like that, constantly triggered, emotionally exhausted, running on fumes. And most don't even know why. Let me ask you something. And be honest with yourself. How many times has your peace been ruined? By something that didn't deserve more than 10 seconds of your time? Yeah, that's where your power leaks. But not reacting? That's where your power returns. Let's go deeper. There's a part of your brain, the amygdala, that reacts instantly. It's ancient. It's emotional. It's fast. And then there's your prefrontal cortex, the wise part. The logical part. The I got this part. When you react instantly, you're living your life from the amygdala. Primitive. Impulsive. Emotional. But when you pause, even for half a second, you switch control. You move from emotional survival to conscious stability. That's how you take your power back. Here's a little experiment you can try today. Next time someone says something irritating, don't respond for 3 seconds. 3. Slow, deliberate seconds. Watch what happens. Your brain resets. Your heartbeat slows. Your clarity returns. And the emotional wave that wanted to take over? It crashes before it hits the shore. That's emotional mastery. That's not reacting. Not because you're weak. Not because you're scared. But because you're in control. Let's turn this into a deeper story. I want you to imagine yourself walking into a room. You're calm. Focused. Steady. Someone throws a sarcastic comment at you. They want a reaction. They're fishing for it. But instead, you look at them. And your silence says everything. You're not playing their game. You're not matching their energy. You're not giving them emotional access. See, that's what people misunderstand. Silence is not surrender. Silence is strategy. It's choosing your peace over their chaos. Your clarity over their drama. Your growth over their insecurity. And what happens next is almost magical. They lose their power over you. Completely. Because people only control you when you react the way they want. Not reacting is freedom. But let's get real for a second. Not reacting doesn't mean you never feel anger, or hurt, or disappointment. It means you feel. You pause. You understand. And then you respond with intention. You break the chain. You refuse to let the world dictate who you become. Think about that. How many problems in your life could have disappeared if you paused before reacting? How many arguments would have stayed small? How many relationships could have stayed peaceful? How many moments could have saved you hours of stress? Pause. Breathe. Choose. That's emotional adulthood. That's power. Let's add another hook because this one hits deep. Every time you react instantly, you are handing someone else the remote control to your emotions. Read that again in your mind. Feel it. Your boss. Your partner. Your friend. A stranger. Your phone. The internet. Anyone. Everyone. Controls you if your emotions are automatic. But the moment you stop reacting, you take the remote back. You become the one who decides. What deserves your energy? What deserves your time? What deserves your peace? And here's the twist most people never see. The strongest person in the room is rarely the loudest. It's the calmest. Calm is earned. Calm is trained. Calm is power. Let's do another experiment. Think of the last time you reacted emotionally and regretted it. Got it? Now ask yourself, did reacting make the situation better? Or did it just make me feel worse? You already know the answer. That's why this skill matters. Not reacting doesn't just save your peace. It saves your future from decisions made by your past emotions. It saves you from versions of you that you're trying to outgrow. Because reacting is easy. Anyone can do it. But mastering your emotions? That's rare. That's elite. That's the difference between living controlled and living in control. Let's bring in another story, one you'll never forget. There was a Navy SEAL instructor who said this: when emotions rise, intelligence drops. Meaning, you can be smart, talented, capable, but the moment you let emotions hijack your mind, your decision-making collapses. That's why elite performers, athletes, leaders, first responders, train themselves to pause. When the pressure is highest, they don't react. They assess. They breathe. They move with intention. You can do that too. In your daily life. In your hardest moments. In your smallest frustrations. That's how emotional control becomes your superpower. There's something else you need to hear. Not every action deserves your reaction. Not every comment deserves your energy. Not every situation deserves your chaos. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply not respond. You grow quieter, wiser, calmer, and the world begins to notice. People feel your presence differently. They respect your silence. They lean into your energy. Because you're no longer controlled by emotions. You're guided by intention. That's a shift only a few ever make. You're making it today. Now, let's slow everything down. Just you. Just your breath. Just your thoughts. You're learning a skill that will protect you for the rest of your life. A skill that makes you harder to manipulate. Harder to trigger. Harder to push. A skill that makes you unshakable. In a world that's constantly trying to shake you. Not reacting doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care correctly. It means you protect your energy. It means you choose long-term peace over short-term emotion. That's emotional wealth. And now, we end with the cinematic outro. Imagine a future version of you. Stronger. Calmer. More grounded than ever. A version of you who walks through life with a quiet confidence that people can't help but feel. You don't chase arguments. You don't engage with chaos. You don't let emotions run your life. You breathe. You observe. You choose. And in that choice, you rise above the noise. You become the kind of person whose presence feels like stability, whose silence feels like strength, whose calm feels like wisdom. A person who isn't moved by storms, but moves through them with intention. That's who you're becoming. One pause at a time. One decision at a time. One moment at a time. The power of not reacting is not about silence. It's about sovereignty. It's about choosing your peace over their chaos, your growth over their insecurity, your future over your impulses. And the moment you choose that, you unlock a level of life that very few ever reach. So as you step forward from this moment, remember this. The world will test you. People will trigger you. Life will challenge you. But you will stay calm. You will stay steady. You will stay in control. Because you are no longer living from reaction. You are living from intention. You are becoming unshakable. And this is the beginning of your emotional mastery. But before this chapter closes, I want you to imagine one more moment. A moment you haven't lived yet, but one that's waiting for you. Picture this. It's a random afternoon. You're tired. Your mind is full. Life has been loud, demanding, pulling you in every direction. Then someone, maybe a coworker, maybe a family member, maybe a complete stranger, throws a comment at you. A rude tone. A sharp look. A careless attitude. The kind of moment that normally would have set you off. Your old self would have reacted. Instantly. Emotionally. Automatically. But not this time. This time, something feels different. You feel the heat rising in your chest, but you breathe through it. You feel the tension in your jaw, but you don't let it move you. You feel the emotion pulling you, but you stay steady. There's a silence. A pause. A shift in the air. And in that pause, something incredible happens. Your mind opens. Your clarity returns. And you suddenly see the moment for what it is. Not an attack. Not a crisis. But a choice. A choice that belongs to you, and only you. The person in front of you waits for the reaction they're used to. But it never comes. Your silence surprises them. Your calm disarms them. Your control rewrites the entire moment. Because now, you're responding from strength, not emotion. And as you walk away, you don't carry the heaviness you used to. You don't replay the conversation in your head. Your peace stays intact. Your energy stays yours. That's the new you. Not reactive. Not controlled by impulses. Not ruled by anger, fear, or frustration. But grounded, conscious, intentional, evolving. And this quiet evolution, this internal shift, will become the defining power of your life.